To talk today about something that happened to me as a kid, like the same time that my mom got MCS, multiple chemical sensitivity, which I talk about in the first video. Multiple chemical sensitivity is just when you have basically extreme allergic reactions to chemicals, and you cannot have those chemicals like near you. They will like literally possibly kill you. It is a real medical thing, and it completely changed my mom's life and my sister and I's lives. My mom was a single mom taking care of us, and like our lives changed drastically. Like everything we were eating also changed because my mom went from cooking like healthy foods to cooking organic foods. So that's what we were eating. And I feel like that has contributed significantly to why I do look younger. And like, it's taken me a long time to like really realize, I mean, this is one of those things that like, you know, you don't think about when you're in your 20s. You just like assume like you're going to be young forever. You're going to look like that forever. You just truly believe that because your brain is not developed totally till you're 25, or you can even like fathom a world where that's even possible. You wouldn't. Like you believe it because your brain is made to believe that. Like you can't help but believe that. Well, I feel like, you know, it's really bizarre, but it's true. I should share something that kind of like happened at the exact same time that goes with that. And it has to do with what I was talking about between like the disconnect of farmers spraying down food with pesticides and then consumers buying the foods and they don't want to eat the pesticides. Well, my mom was a special education teacher, and then she was in the resource room. Now she moves out to the trailer that I tell y'all about in the first video later, where the carpet has to be changed out because of her having an allergic reaction to the carpet with her MCS, and like a medical doctor like signing off on stuff like to like the school so that she can get that changed. But she started out in the resource room, and that was like her room with another teacher. So this was my experience. Every day I went to school at a different school. I was 11 in 6th grade, and in United States, 6th grade is the next school up. It's middle school. And then I went there with a girl who was my same age, my same grade, my best friend, who was also my next door neighbor, lived in like a cul-de-sac, like just a couple houses away, from mine. Well, we were best friends, and then she would come with me every day on the school bus to my mom's school that led from our school that went to my mom's school. For some reason, I don't remember why. I think it did it just for us because it did it for another teacher's kids too, which I'll tell you about in just a second, which is relevant. But after hanging out at the school, my mom would drive this girl home to her house, and then we would go to our house. But we're next door neighbors. We live right next to each other. Well, the other kids are the kids who rode school bus with us. I was telling you about, like, they're relevant. They're like super relevant. They are the kids of the woman who was working with my mom in the resource room. They were teachers together. That they shared that room. Like that was their room together. Well, her like kids, she had one daughter that was the same age as us two girls, me and my best friend, and our same grade. And then like I was friends with her, like but not best friends where I was with my best friend. And then like we stayed in touch on social media and are still in touch on social media. We stay continuously in touch on social media since social media has existed. And she like is a friend, but she's not like my best friend. Like this girl was my best friend. Well, she had a brother who's a couple years older than the three of us girls. We're all the same age, and then he's a couple years older. He has severe deformities from head to toe. Severe deformities. Like his whole face is deformed. His tongue is so thick in his mouth, he cannot talk. He tries to talk, he can't talk, and he obviously cannot learn sign language. Well, I'll share just a second, I guess. Like, his fingers are fused together, so he can't even learn sign language. His fingers are literally fused together so that his hands are like, not like fists or claws, but like his fingers are just, they're fused together. Well, I never saw his legs or feet because he's always wearing pants or shoes, but they are like his feet are like dragging, like he can like go around, but like he has to drag one leg following the other leg. That's how he gets around. So anyway, it's like I see all this girl and her mom are very normal looking, and then this boy is head to toe deformed. And so in my mind, I already know that like something is going on where he was exposed to something that's not genetic, because like her mom and this girl, they're so normal. Her brother, he has all this, but like she's so normal, and then their mom's so normal. So like, I don't know, nobody has to tell me. I just know that like something happened there. Like, he is like not like in possession of bad genetics. He's got like something he was exposed to. But I'm like 11, I'm not thinking about stuff like you know, I just accept whatever because I'm 11, and you're 11, you know, you see people like that, you just whatever. Well, anyway, the four of us kind of like had free reign of the school. Our moms, besides my best friend's mom, you know, it doesn't work there, but like she's hanging out with me. Our moms are there, and then there'd be like some little kids who are like the kids of like other women who are teachers there, but like we're the older kids. Like, we're 11, we're in 6th grade, we're like, you know, we think we're pretty hot stuff. Well, we're running around the school, we're getting the ice cream, like every day we get ice cream, like out of the little freezer, and like our parents paid for it and everything, but like we're eating ice cream, we're running around, we go to the gym and the lunchroom, and in the lunchroom, we, practice cheerleading. Like, we'll go up on the stage there and practice cheerleading. We think it's so fun, and then like, it's just me and my best friend doing this. The other girl will hang out with us sometimes, but mainly it's me and my best friend. Well, the boy, he will chase us around, and we think it's so funny, we laugh, and he thinks it's so funny, he laughs, and we're kind of scared because of what he looks like, but like, he'll chase us around and we'll just run and try to get away from him. And like, we're 11, so I don't care what anybody thinks about that because we were really young. And so this is what's going on. And then like, I think this is later, because we do this a very long time. When I'm like 12 years old, the girl comes to me who, that's her brother, and she says, look, we're farmers. My brother has all these deformities. It's not genetic, doesn't run in my family's genetics. We're just farmers, and we accept this. This is just normal. This is a farmer thing. And it's from the chemicals we're spraying on the food, the crops. I don't remember if she used the word food or crops. I don't remember now. It's been so long, but she definitely said that, like, it's the foods, the crops, whatever. Well, I just take it as like, okay, whatever. They are farmers. And then like, I find out later, like, we become friends later because we go to compete at a science fair at Berry College together. I won first place. But whatever, like, we kind of like had fun, and we're friends, and like I did like spend a lot of time with her, and like my best friend was normally there too, but like she wasn't always there, and we were friends. We spent a lot of time together, like just hanging out. And then like her brother, like she just like would try to talk for him, but like he can't talk. Like his tongue is so like thick, full in his mouth, he can't talk. Well, she shows goats, and like she is like a real farmer. Like I find out more later, especially as like social media like becomes a thing, because like we're never like really good friends. Like my best friend and I are best friends. We're like, we'll spend the night at each other's houses, we'll have parties, we'll do like like go places, public places together, like, you know, bowling, whatever, skating rink, movies if my mom will let me. And my mom is really strict, so like if it was like PG or up, like I was not to see it. Some movies were kind of rare, but everything else I could do. And then like you know, we see each other every day on the weekends because we're next door neighbors. Like, we're always together. Well, me and this girl, like, I could see her stuff later on social media. Like, she is a real farmer. And, like, she would talk about, like, showing her goats and stuff. But, like, I wasn't really into that. Like, I didn't really, like, care to know all that. So, like, I didn't pay attention that much because, like, you know, it wasn't really relevant to me in my life. So, anyway, she's telling me this. And then she's telling me about all the pesticides or whatever. Like, she's basically saying, you know, this is how it is. This is just how it is. And I'm like, thinking to myself, like, okay, whatever. My mom's going through the MCS at the same time. And then, like, switching us all organic, everything in regards to food at the same time. And, like, I'm not really processing that, like, you know, these two could be connected in any way, but I feel like, you know, obviously now I see it that like there is like definitely a connection there that like exists where it's like, well, you know, this girl, she's telling me this is just how it is. Well, you know, I get to a point, if you can tell my first video, you have to watch that, but it's like, you know, I kind of have an answer to that. And it's like, well, I don't want to eat your pesticides. And it's also just how it is. And I like, you know, at that age, I'm not eating the food that they're growing. Like, and I'm not really processing that. Like, my mom is feeding us all organic food. And I'm not processing that, like, I'm not eating that food that her family's growing. It has all these pesticides. And then, like, you know, like I said in the first video, there's like a disconnect between like the farmers who are spraying down the crops with lots of pesticides, especially like GMOs, like they're genetically modified to withstand tons of pesticides. So they're just like doused in pesticides. And then like consumers getting the food and then like not wanting to eat the pesticides. Like they don't want to have their glutathione levels lowered. They don't want to mess up their telomere length so that they look prematurely old in their 30s. Like I'm in my 30s. I know so many women who have all these like really like just lines all over their faces. They look so old. And like, you know, I don't look like that. And like, you know, for me, like I feel like I've been lucky where like all this stuff has just kind of happened without me caring about it. And like I've had like all organic food growing up, and like I had like a couple years after I left the house, and you know, I lived with my dad for a time when I was in high school, where I didn't have organic food. But then like in my 20s I started eating all organic food again, and like juicing and like being really hardcore into the chelation and like stuff I talk about in my first video. You kind of have to watch that. If you haven't watched that, you should watch that to find out more about that kind of stuff. But the pesticides, like they're gonna age you. They're gonna possibly make you sick. Like I don't want to eat those. And most people, if they have a choice, they know what's going on, they also don't want to eat those. And then like what I talk about in my first video, like there's this disconnect between the two, like I said, and like, you know, government's in the middle. And I don't think there's like one person, like a government official who can do anything. I don't think that that's possible. I feel like, you know, it's such a big thing. It's like there's so many like factors in regards to it, like the food industry, and like, and that's the main thing is food industry. And it's like, you know, what I said about like the modern world we live in the first video too, and I'll repeat it again here. It's like, you know, back when pre-industrial revolution times were happening, there were no industrial toxins we had to worry about, and definitely no pesticides. Like there was also no emergency medicine, no antibiotics, and no nutritious food available 100% of the time for people most of the time. So like you may not make it to 40, like irregardless of like being young the whole time, because if you don't have any stress, like I, you know, point out in the first video about like the Great Depression and stuff, you know, because you might have a need of emergency medicine or antibiotics, not get it, and then just die, literally. A lot of women died in childbirth because like complications that happen there. And it's like, you know, we have all this stuff now that's so good and just like incredibly available to us in a way that, like, you know, we can just call 911 as long as we have a phone. And like there are government programs to like help you need food. And it's like so you have to take everything with a grain of salt, and you have to like kind of make choices that are like for you, going to protect you. You really can't be responsible for anybody else's consumer choices, and you can't be responsible for anybody else who like just doesn't know. Like, it doesn't matter if they're a family member or if they're just a like acquaintance, somebody you work with, a friend, a complete stranger. Like, you can't be responsible for everybody. You can only be responsible for you. And then like as you do things, like people are interested, you know, they'll have to do the same thing you're doing and like do it by themselves, because like this stuff is so individual. And then like it is so like, you know, like I talk about with the makeup, where it's like, well, I'm paying attention to my toxic load. Like, I'm going to use all natural body wash and lotion, like the Alba Botanicals body wash, lotion, whatever, so that like, you know, I'm not getting a huge thing of just like parabens all over my whole body, and phthalates, the endocrine disruptors, and plastics, and like you know, the makeup, like the lotion stays on me almost as much as the makeup. So like I feel like the makeup's okay. But there was a time when I wore nothing but all natural makeup, and like if I have a choice, most of what I wear is all natural things. Now, like the contouring I want to do the contouring, I want to do all the fun new stuff. Like, you can't necessarily do that with all natural makeup, or you have to like buy it, and then like it may not be good for you, so you have to buy a ton of it, so it gets like expensive price wise, where you like, I mean, yeah, you can buy a ton of stuff, but like it's hard to do. My mom's MCS, at one point, like I bought like a whole bunch of all natural mineral based lipstick that had like no chemicals, so like we could try them out together. It was fun, like choose, you know, what shade like looks good on us. It was a fun like bonding thing for us. She can't use anything with chemicals. Like, she has to go completely chemical free with everything. And so that was like, you know, something that I could do, and it was fun. And it's like, you know, I just personally, it's like what I talked about with the V8 in my last video and the makeup. It's like I'm paying attention to mine, and then like, you know, the goal is like anti-aging, obviously, and then like being healthy, but like you have to like take into account your particular life and lifestyle and what's available to you, and like what you can do then, and then like what is going to be best for you and your family at the time. I feel like it's kind of a free-for-all in the food industry. Like what I was talking about in my first video, also the stuff in the food, like there's arsenic in the rice, like that kind of stuff. Like, you really cannot expect that if you don't buy organic, like you're getting something that is going to be safe. Like, it's probably going to be that like you're really gonna like not have like a ton of stuff that is like going to like make you sick, like unless you're like eating nothing but like stuff that everybody already knows is pretty bad for you. But like you are going to experience the aging because it's stealing energy from you. And then like the preservatives, the MSG, the aspartame, the omega-6 inflammatory oils, the inferior proteins that are like not grass-fed beef. It's like beef from a cow that's on a dirt lot that's being fed grains that like does not want to eat the grains, still eating the grains because it's gonna starve if it doesn't. It would prefer to eat grass. And like the pesticides, of course, like, you know, you eat that stuff, like you're going to experience aging and you're going to experience getting sick, and it's not going to be good. And then like, you know, there's like this huge thing in food. Like there's all these documentaries now. Like I watch documentaries on Netflix, like, oh, like people in Italy in this one little spot, in Japan in this one little spot, like live to be over 100. Okay, well, you're like leaving out some really important things. Like if people here in the USA eat that diet, okay, they're going to be eating those same foods that are grown in soils here in the USA that are depleted of nutrients and maybe are contaminated with like arsenic. Like why the rice from Bangladesh has arsenic so high in it. Like, you know, you get the rice at the grocery store. It does not say on it, like at the front, the advertisements, the label, whatever, branding, this is rice from wherever. Like, no, you have to look in the back. It's going to be very small, and it's going to be like something you have to really look for. And it'll say, this rice is from wherever. Well, you know, the rice from Bangladesh has all this arsenic because the soil is contaminated with arsenic. So, like, you eat those same foods in the U.S. watching this documentary thinking you're going to live to be 100. Well, you know, that food that you're eating from here is grown in soils that doesn't have all that nutrients, which is the main thing why they're living so long, most likely, and then is possibly contaminated with things like the arsenic. So like you can eat that food, yeah, but like you're not going to get what they get unless you move there, and then you're eating the food they're eating, the exact food they're eating. They're eating the food that is grown there, the food that is grown in soils. That soil in those areas is probably very nutrient rich. There's probably scientific reasons for that, and then it's not contaminated with anything. So like it kind of like bothers me when I watch these documentaries, and I'm like, okay, well, they're leaving out something really, really important, where it's like, you know, people might make really huge life-changing decisions, and it's like, you know, they're not making decisions that like are gonna get them what they want. And then, you know, I watch like documentaries about like the food industry and like bacterial infections people got from like food not being cooked properly, and like, you know, just things with the food industry. And it's like, okay, well, you're leaving out that like fast food like is like the stuff that's fried in oil is fried in oil that has been reheated, which oil that's been reheated has been shown in animal studies to cause cancer. And then it's omega-6, highly inflammatory, very cheap oil that's probably genetically modified. It has pesticides in it. So like you're eating like the worst stuff on earth that you can eat, that's going to lower your glutathione levels, make your telomeres shorter, and then deplete your energy, and then make it where like you are going to experience the aging that comes with that, depletion of energy and depletion of glutathione and shortening of telomeres, and then possibly get sick and experience something like really bad, like cancer or something. Like, you know, it's like, well, yeah, teenagers are the bulk of people doing this, obviously, and then like, yeah, they need to cook food to temperature, yeah, that's not the problem. The problem is that like the meat is from like an inferior source, and then the bread is full of preservatives, and like it doesn't mold in like 20 years. That'll like sit out and not mold. People have done all kinds of things they've put on YouTube, excuse me, and other places where it's like online, where like you can see like it doesn't mold, all the preservatives make it that way, and then like it's got pesticides in it, and like you're eating that, like whatever. Well, anyway, that stuff is relevant. And then like I said, there's like a disconnect there between like farmer whoever, who is like these people I grew up with, and then the consumer, who is like just people, everyday people who are buying food, who don't want to eat those pesticides. And it's like, I don't know what the answer is to fix that. I don't think that like one person can fix it, like in government or anything. Like I just don't think that. I think it's too big, because everybody eats food, and it's such like a huge thing, food industry. And it's like, you know, you can just protect yourself. And like you know, I didn't really talk about anti-aging as much as I wanted to here, but I did want to share my experience and like my thoughts on that. And then like farmers in general, just, you know, like this girl, like I said, I was friends with her on Facebook for like, I mean, as long as Facebook's been around, like 2005, so I joined, and she joined around the same time. She would never post photos of her brother. And like at the same time when I'm in college, like I'm posting tons and tons of photos of like my family, and like they're just sitting around the table, whatever. Like it wouldn't matter if he wasn't posing in the photo or not. He was just like there. He would be in the photo. Like she like doesn't have any photos of him, and like it's weird. And then like in recent years she has posted some photos where like she'll post photos of like just him, and he'll have like a hat on, and he'll be like in the shadows, and like you can tell like he's got all these deformities, but like he's got sunglasses on also. Like he's just like in the shadows, like they won't cover him up, and it's like weird. And I don't know why. I don't really know like what the consensus is among farmers regarding like putting pictures of these people out there, but like she didn't for a very long time. And like I said, like I was posting pictures where it'd be like, well, if he was in my family, he would be in the pictures no matter what. It would be like I'd have to like work to like not have him in the pictures. And like a lot of my friends were doing the same thing, and Facebook was a brand new thing, and like it was like I saw what everybody was doing. She's doing something else, and like I don't know why, and I don't know why she's posting photos now, and I just don't know, like, you know, why cover them up, is how I feel. Like she made it sound like, well, this is normal, like a lot of people have this happen. Well, why aren't you putting photos of these people out there? And then why cover them up in a way also where it's like, well, do like you think that it will hurt you to talk about it, like or have people know about it? Like why would it like hurt you? Like I don't think that it will or would. But anyway, this is something I grew up with. It's a personal experience to me. It's a real thing that happened, and it happened at the same time, which is so weird. My mom's MCS, and then like being friends with these people where like, you know, this girl is just like, we're farmers, it's just how it is. And then I feel like, you know, it's been 26 years. I'm 37 now, and it's like, well, I have an answer now as like, I don't want to eat your food you're growing with all those pesticides. And that's also just how it is. And, you know, I want to look young. I want to look as young as I can for as long as I can. I want to be healthy. And, like, I'm willing to, like, buy the, like, chelating supplements and, like, endure the, like, fermented skate liver oil. And, like, it tastes so terrible. And, like, different things that I do that are anti-aging truly, and like I don't want to eat that food that has that stuff in it that's going to make me look bad. I also don't want to get sick either, but like I can't you know, say for sure that I'll get cancer from it or whatever, but like I do know that it will age me. I know that. Like I know like this stuff ages me, and I don't want that. No, thank you. But, like, I just feel like I should share this, and I just feel like it's very relevant to, like, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and it's just, like, very relevant to food right now, and what's happening with food, everybody caring about food, and, like I said about the documentaries, like, I feel like, you know, they're there, and they're kind of, like, a distraction, or they're capitalizing on people's interest in food, because it is so dangerous now, and it's, like, I don't know. I have what I have to say about it, where it's like, well, these people in these little countries, these little areas in these countries, they're eating the food that's grown there. That's probably grown in soils, and it's probably something easily proven that is very nutritious and definitely does not have any contamination by anything like industrial toxins, arsenic. And then like the food industry, like there's documentary about like, yeah, the bacterial infection, like, yeah, that's bad. But like, that's not what we need to be talking about. Like, it does need to be like where there are safety regulations, of course, but like, you know, the beef that is like coming from a lot where the cow is on a dirt lot and it's like fed grains it would not naturally eat, and the only reason it's eating it is because it would starve to death otherwise. It would rather eat grass than like you're getting omega-6s instead of omega-3s. You're getting inflammatory beef, like beef that's going to cause inflammation in your body, and then like doesn't have the vitamins and nutrients, minerals that I would normally have if it were eating what it wants to eat, that you would be a very healthy person if you ate. You know, I talk about a lot of things in my first video regarding protecting yourself, and I will make more videos, like I said, on supplements. But if you haven't watched my first one, watch my first one, because I talk about that more. And I hope that I've given you some tips today on how to look younger and truly be younger, and then like how to like protect yourself a little, and also, you know, just shared, you understand why I'm kind of like doing what I'm doing and like my experience. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment, and if I feel like a serious question, I'll answer. I hope that helped, and I'll make another video soon. Bye.